It seems like every day now we got Adam22 getting on the internet doing some more cap, dumb, weird activity, gang, and he's not even black. Why do you keep inserting yourself into things and situations that have nothing to do with you, don't need your input, and then you try to make a mockery of it, then play victim when people come get on your ass? I don't understand, bro. It's the same song and dance every time, and these weird ass West Coast gangbangers always condoning this shit. They get used and abused by Adam22, no Diddy. Then once he done with him, he put him out. Then they want to talk crazy about it, like they wasn't just backing him up and condoning his tomfoolery for as long as he was doing it. I don't understand, but let's go ahead and get straight into the video, man, because it's not making no sense. So really what's going on right now, Adam22 is clowning gang members from wanting to drop their flag because there's a new trend going on in New York, essentially. People are trying to drop their flag and they're pushing for peace for the youth. Now it's mostly the old heads that are doing this, the OGs, like the 30 plus crowd, 29, 28 plus crowd, who are trying to drop their flag to tell the youth, hey, it's stupid as hell to be in a gang, which y'all should know originally because there's no money in that shit. You're gonna go to prison and you probably gonna die in the streets. So it's dumb as hell to be in a gang, but they're trying to start the movement because you can't preach and not be about it. So they're trying to be about it and walk it like they talk it. So they're dropping their flag, making videos about it, and it's a really a good movement that I can stand behind because it's so much violence going on right now. Why do people need to be in the gang? Go to school, become a lawyer, doctor, engineer, goddamn, I don't care if you're a mechanic, plumber, something, electrician. Do something that's gonna get you some money, not the stupid stuff you be doing in the streets. But this is one of the videos from the originator of the movement.
Yes, I come to a pivotal point in my life where I see what's wrong and I want to fix it. So with that being said, I want to denounce all gangs. I want to denounce any and every gang affiliation of mine, particularly the sex, money, murder gang that I once represented in a culture that I pushed forward. A lot of people became sex, money, murder because of me. I influenced a lot of people, you know, and I look back and I'm not mad about my past because, you know, it is what it is. And hey, look, as long as I feel like I'm doing something about it now, I feel like this is the right step towards, you know, helping my community. And that's what I want to do. And like I said a little while ago, gang culture, it's over. It's over. Y'all see what's going on? The FBI, we all are watching our young men and women be destroyed. Destroying themselves and also being destroyed by the FBI. We're watching it.
Now, of course, we all understand as people that have been in the streets and people that have been in the hood and actually been around this type of environment that this is a great movement that's going to help a lot of people. But apparently Adam22 doesn't agree or doesn't believe that because he instantly got on the internet and wanted to mock the guy for wanting to drop his flag and trying to make light of the situation, even though it's a very serious topic.
I just want to say to all the people out there, I ain't gangbanging no more. I've been GDBD Vice Lord for a long time now. Been doing battle with my ops, done battle with the police, put in work in the jails, but I decided I needed to change my life. Ever since the big homies caught me playing with my booty hole, they've been extorting me, $20K a month. I can't live like this no more, man. It's too expensive. And I'm ready to just be me. So I encourage everybody out there to do the Drop My Flag challenge and just and live your truth on the dead homies. So yeah, gangbanging is out. Carrot and myself is in. Peace.
Now, obviously, people in New York and on the East Coast in general did not like this because you got this white man from the West Coast who's not even from the West Coast, who inserts himself into gang culture, who's never been in a gang or doesn't even understand the politics, always tries to poke fun and prod at gang members and at the black community. But when he gets called out on that, plays a victim. So they didn't like that, and they obviously wanted to come at him and say what they felt. And one of the main people that wanted to speak how they felt and speak their mind was Hassan Campbell. Now, Hassan Campbell is known for a lot of things. I personally know him for being on the internet talking crazy to people, being a little crazy because, you know, everyone in New York is a little crazy, honestly, and getting popped on live after someone was throwing bottles on him while he was really on live tweaking, yelling outside of the project. Now, I'm not saying that's all he's good for, that's all he's known for, that's all I know him personally for. But Hassan Campbell got on the internet and pretty much slandered Adam22 and called him out for his BS take and the things that he's doing on the internet, trying to slander a good movement, but you get behind people getting killed, but you don't want to get behind people dropping their flag to avoid people getting killed. It's not making sense to me.
Peace.
Your booty hole. This was one of the most distasteful videos that I've seen in a long time And see, the thing about it is that I'm trying to wrap my finger around why a white man would feel so, or how a white man would feel so comfortable being so disrespectful at something that black people need so bad and so dearly. Do you know how many mothers, Adam 22, do you know how many mothers keep their kids in the house? And how many kids is failing in school because they don't want to go to school because the schools is surrounded and flooded with gang members? And Hocus 4/5 stood up and did a challenge, and grown men came and accepted this challenge and changed their lives for the better. And you use your power, your platform, your kingdom of millions of followers. We are influencers. And you use your influence to make a mockery out of something that black mothers cry for. Who sent you? Once a person show me who you are, I believe you. That's why when all of them dudes from New York rolled out the red carpet, I didn't have a problem with you doing interviews with these guys. But the federal government just raided your town and took all your people, or rather my people, Mr. Colonizer, and locked them up, and then you come and no, it just didn't look right. And some of these dudes still ain't even speaking to me behind what that I said, and I don't care. Niggas could take it whichever way.
Now, another person that didn't like this is Styles P. I believe he was an old rapper. I don't want to say old, but he's an older rapper. You know what I'm saying? He's not from our generation, he's from our previous generation. A very well-respected rapper and figure in his community. And he got on Instagram and basically agreed with what Hassan Campbell was saying and pretty much called out Adam 22 as well, saying whoever is black and his homeboys with the goofy white boy who mocked putting down the flags for gang members, he must think y'all bitches. Better G-check that shit and tell him shut his devil/federal mouth when he see black men trying to help black babies. This is honestly 100% true, because you got gang members all around Adam 22 and he's pretty much disrespecting them, saying, hey, if you drop your flag, you a hoe. You drop your flag, you're lame. Oh yeah, you probably dropped your flag because you got marked out, or you did this or you did that. And how about you just drop your flag because you want a better life? How about you drop your flag because you don't want to be in the streets gang banging and worry about dying or going to jail every day? How about you drop your flag because you want better for your kids and better for your family and push a better narrative to the youth? But we don't want to think about that. Only thing we want to think about is, oh, how can I profit off of this? How can I make fun of this? How can I make light of that? And that's why Adam 22 finds himself in a lot of the weird ass situations he finds himself in now because of takes like this and things he does necessarily very close related to this. But Styles P wasn't done, because in his caption underneath that post, he says, I usually stay away from talking about a lot of shit, but what he's trying to do and doing represents a different type of evil. Y'all brothers around him better G-check that shit, or you are even more responsible and accountable than he is. If he don't make an apology to the culture and race and actually mind his business from this point on, every black man that stands with him or besides him is a fucking coward. Good night. And I agree 110%, because you can't let someone that's not in the culture. Now it'll be 100% different if Adam was a white boy and he was from the hood, or he spent majority of his life around black people. Adam 22 is one of those skater kids. He grew up idolizing skate culture. He grew up idolizing that type of thing, being outside, not doing anything bad to what we would categorize as hood, but a little bad reject, I could say, in his neighborhood, because he's from the East Coast originally. So from you to go from the East Coast being a skater kid to go to the West Coast and rebrand yourself as one of the main hip hop outlets and one of the main media outlets for black people, and all these gang members get around you and co-sign every single thing you do without checking him, without being like, hey bro, you bullshitting, without saying, hey bro, you need to stop doing that, is really weird. And I feel like the only people that can be held responsible are the black people around him that are condoning this. And he has a very good point. point. Now, of course, some of the gang members from the West Coast that obviously are around Adam 22 are not gonna like this, and they're gonna want to speak up for themselves. And one of the main dick riders around Adam 22, Whack 100, of course, had to speak up and say something about this. So he had to say, Styles P, first off, nobody tells us the hashtag West what to do or what we originated. Second, off the clown, he's clowning, doesn't have the right rank or respect to dictate nothing. Third, we don't know what G-check is. Adam 22, stay your course. Nobody had nothing to say when you was just running around NY and all the Crips and Blood projects. Want y'all to start with the G-check and this Bobby Shmurda. Show us what y'all doing, but never think you can call a dog on what we better do. Now, that was a whole bunch of bullshit if you ask me. He's just saying that because he's mad. Bro, you're condoning a white man pretty much slandering black culture, slandering gang members, and slandering someone trying to change their life. And the first thing you can say is, you don't got the rank, you can't tell us what to do, I'm a big dog, you can't do this. It's weird. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, bro. All this gang culture really infected y'all brain and infected y'all soul to feel like this is okay. And I pray for you, brother, because I want better for you. I want better for your family. I want better for your life. I want better for your people, because there's no way you're supposed to be a leader in a community, and if someone says they're gonna drop their flag, a white man calls them out and clowns them, and this is your response? You're cooning. You're cooning for free. You're free 99 cooning. I don't understand. But of course, Styles P, being the man he is, isn't just gonna sit there and let this go. He's gonna clap back and say something. So he had to tag Whack 100 and say, I don't give a fuck about no game, period. I care about the babies. I ain't a blood or a crip. I'm a black man. And if you can't drop flags, cool. At least teach these kids something better. Can you not make the gang stand for something better? Is that against the code also? No matter how you put sucker shit, is sucker shit, gang or no gang, leading a shorty to do some shit, you know gonna get him time. It's hoe shit, period. Gang or no gang. And I agree 110%. I couldn't even say any better myself, because you know you're leading these kids towards a path of darkness and destruction, and you're gonna lead them to a path that they can't come back from. But you don't care about that, because you're looking at it like, oh, this is content, this is my life, this is what I grew up doing. No one cares what you grew up doing. No one cares what you think is content, bro. It's weird. It's weird as hell that you even defending someone that's clowning someone for trying to change their life for the better. It's like anytime someone tries to do something different, someone has to clown them or act like, oh, you're lame because you're trying to change your life. You're lame because you're trying to do this. Well, I'll be lame. I'll be lame and alive and rich while you're dead or in jail and you're worried about where your next meal is going to come from. I don't know what's going on with these people, but they need to get their head checked out, because it's not making any sense. Now, of course, after Whack 100 and Styles P are going back and forth, Adam 22 had to capitalize off this moment and try to quote unquote explain where he came from, and this is what he had to say.
New York drill officials, like a challenge, so like drop your flag or whatever. So I was like impromptu. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna make like a funny version of that. So I did it. Now I got this dude, Hocus 4/5, who I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I heard his name before, but I never actually like knew anything about him. Never talked to him, never met him, never watched any content from him. So I don't know anything about him, but apparently he's like a guy. I guess it's like it's his challenge, which I didn't really perceive, because when I looked at it, I watched like 7 videos in a row on New York drill officials. So yeah, I mean, he's pushing this narrative that like I'm making fun of him or calling him gay for dropping his flag or whatever. I don't even know you to like make a joke about you. So just wanted to get in front of that one. I thought it was kind of funny. I'm gonna be real. But if you want to quit being in a gang, that's cool. You can do that. We don't really do.
Now, all I gotta say after all of this, Adam 22 is a weirdo. We all know he's a weirdo. Eventually, we gotta let the weirdo just go on by himself, bro. He's always getting backing from these gang members that are broke in LA, and they want to have a come up or a clout fest real quick. They come to No Jumper, get some clout, leave, and then they try to slander Adam 22 like they weren't just sucking him up for a feature spot on his podcast. Don't understand it, but hey, maybe one day we can get to a point where the West Coast can get respected again for being stand-up men and standing on business. For right now, the West Coast just looks weirder and weirder by the day. Don't know how you guys do it. Would highly recommend that y'all go to church and get your soul fixed.